Hey everybody, welcome to the Tabletop Spotlight, the weekly show where I get to go over all the cool stuff you can pick up at your favorite local gaming store. We want to give a shout out to our friends over at Dragons Lair Comics Fantasy. They are the ones that have hooked us up today with the bounty before you. And remember, if any of these look cool to you, please go to your favorite local gaming store and shop local. With that said, let's get into these boxes. Are you looking to get your Planescape adventure on? Because there's a brand new box set for you. This is the Planescape Adventures in the Multiverse pack. Infinite realms of immortals and imagination are upon us. The outer planes brim with celestials, fiends, gods, and the dead, and they're all just a step away. Enter a portal to Sigil, the City of Doors, a metropolis where magical pathways connect to every corner of the multiverse. From there, you'll be able to venture out into the Outlands, the hub of the Outer Planes, and discover wonders beyond belief and adventures across reality itself. Planescape Adventures in the Multiverse contains everything a dungeon master needs to run adventures set in Sigil and the Outlands. There's also some new options for players who want to create characters prepared to explore the different planes. This box set has 3 different books inside of it, a double-sided poster map of Sigil and the Outlands, and a 4-panel Dungeon Master screen. The first book is Sigil and the Outlands, which is a 96-page hardcover book. There's Turn of Fortune's Wheel, which is another 96-page hardcover book for adventures set in Sigil and the Outlands. And finally, there's Mort's Planar Parade, a 64-page hardcover book that has stat blocks and descriptions for the inhabitants of the Outer Planes. Planescape is a massive multiverse spanning system for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and again, it can allow you to traverse the many planes and many worlds of D&D. If you've ever wanted to connect your campaigns in a really weird and cool way, check out Planescape and the Adventures in the Multiverse. Steamforged Games is back with another Monster Hunter World game. This is the Monster Hunter World board game Wildspire Waste. Members of the 5th Fleet are back again, and this time we're heading to the Wildspire Waste in the Monster Hunter board game. Within this core set, you'll be exploring the Wildspire Waste and all those famous monsters lurking within. Things like the Baharoth, the Pookie, and the Diablos. You'll be able to hunt them down with the various weapons like the Insect Glaive, the Charge Blade, Heavy Bowgun, or Switch Axe. This again features the crafting system and upgrading system from previous versions of Monster Hunter World, the board game, and it allows you to expand your tabletop Monster Hunter World with this fully compatible version with the Ancient Forest core set and other expansions. This being a new core set, you can start here or pick up the previous version, the Ancient Forest, and combine everything all together in one. Games take about 60 minutes to an hour and a half. It's designed for 1 to 4 players, and you'll be fighting again on that classic Monster Hunter World open world style system. There is a campaign system set up within this box as well, so you can follow that storyline if you choose to, or if you just want to take some monsters out and fight them, you can do that too, because it's Monster Hunter World and that's what it's all about. Hey, are you looking for a cooperative puzzle-solving game? Then Tesseract just might be the cube for you. In this challenging cooperative dice manipulation game, a cube of 64 dice represents the Tesseract. Your team of 1 to 4 players will be trying to disarm it by taking cubes off the Tesseract, adjusting their values, transferring them between labs, ultimately isolating them into containment matrix. To win, the matrix must be completely filled by a cube of each value and color, which shuts the artifact down. Remove the last cube or cause too many breaches to occur and you lose, destroying our world. What's great about Tesseract is that each game is going to be very different because the dice, of course, are random cubes that you're going to be rolling together and forming the Tesseract from, and that means every time you play, it's going to be different. If you're looking for a game with some serious replay value, this game has got you covered. Tesseract is built out of a cube of 64 dice, which are all going to be random-sided when you roll them and then stack them all together. You get the idea. There's a lot of different variations and permutations of the Tesseract that you'll be having to unpack and solve each and every time. Games take about 60 minutes, and again, it's designed for ages 14 and up, 1 to 4 players. So yeah, check out Tesseract if you're looking for a little mind-bendy action. The classic video game Zoo Tycoon has come to the tabletop by way of a brand new board game. We got Zoo Tycoon, the board game here. You ever dreamed of managing your own zoo? Well, now you can with Zoo Tycoon, the board game. You'll be building a zoo that focuses on marquee animals like lions, gorillas, elephants, etc., and you're trying to attract and thrill your guests. You'll be developing partnerships with national parks and conservations to reintroduce these endangered species back into the wild. There's 35 different species, most of them represented by the 236 animal meeples that you'll get in this box. So you're going to have a lot of different options to play around with. But it's not just about collecting those animals, you've got to care for them too. Finding a balance between entertaining your guests and managing your animals is going to be the key to success with Zoo Tycoon. Designed for 1 to 4 players, this game is recommended for ages 13 and up and can run a little longer. It's 2 to 3 hours of game time, so maybe not a game night, but definitely one on the weekend for sure. If you're looking for a full weekend of gaming, Zoo Tycoon has you covered. So yeah, go build your zoo, take care of those animals, and win the Zoo Tycoon Award for Best Zoo or whatever. Somewhere far away, a mystery awaits with Eila and Something Shiny. Eila and Something Shiny is a story-rich game set in a mystical world. You'll be taking on the role of Eila, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, as you solve puzzles, manage resources, and overcome challenges in underground mazes, harsh snowy highlands, and more. This is an immersive story with lots of deep strategy. There's multiple story paths and ending. There's lots of really cool art, and it's got a high replay value just because of all of the different branching paths the story can take. The story is told across 5 different chapters, and each one features some awesome art and illustrated comics. With branching story paths, your choices will affect the final conclusion of this adventure. While this is designed as a solo game, you can play with a party. It is designed for ages 12 and up, and games can take about 30 to 45 minutes per chapter that you want to go through. With 5 chapters in total, it's a pretty good chunk of time. So find out what happens to Eila in Eila and Something Shiny. I never thought that Betrayal at the House on the Hill would get into the Christmas spirit, but I'm wrong, because here we have Betrayal, the Yuletide tale. The bells of holiday horror are jingling. As the winter solstice heralds the coming of darkness, people throughout the land await the joyous light of the holiday. But it is not only the solstice that is bringing the darkness. One of the world's most beloved figures and his trusty helper have been transformed into evil villains, and they are making a holiday visit to the House on the Hill. In this expansion to Betrayal at the House on the Hill 3rd edition, Evil Reigns in Winter's Pale sticks to players with exploring the base game with 2 new holiday-themed characters and specifically designed haunts, room tiles, and game cards. Get into the spirit of winter and add festive holiday horror to your base game with this new expansion. So if you're a big fan of Betrayal of House on the Hill and are looking to add some creepiness to your Christmas spirits, then check out Betrayal the Yuletide Tale in this little expansion box. Well, those were the games of the week, and again, big shout out to our friends over at Dragon's Lair for hooking us up. Thanks again, and remember, if you like these games, go shop local and buy them at your favorite local game store. I'm Adam from BoLS. We'll catch you next time on the Tabletop Spotlight.